You're watching CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown.
Hello everyone, I'm Juan Fernandez, and here's a look at your top stories. An argument between two drivers leaves one man dead in Ontario, and police say the shooter was an off-duty LAPD officer. Joy Benedict is working on this investigation for us today.
It has just been a heart-wrenching afternoon here in Ontario on the corner of 6th and Euclid. That's because family and friends have been gathering all afternoon to start to mourn the death of a man who was shot here yesterday evening. Family has identified him as Hugo Kachua, a 38-year-old who lives not too far from here, a father to 3 children, the driver for Amazon. Police are telling us that for whatever reason, he got into an altercation with another driver last night at around 8:30, and the other driver pulled out a gun and fired, shooting Kachua, killing him here on this street corner. We don't have a lot of information about what led up to that altercation at this time. We had heard reports there was maybe a minor traffic accident, but the police department here in Ontario can't even confirm that right now, but they say that altercation did get physical and the other driver pulled out a weapon. Now, that other driver is an off-duty police officer with the Los Angeles Police Department. We are told he was taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries sustained in that fight. It is not clear yet if he's even talked to officers here in Ontario, as he is in the hospital being treated for those injuries. The Los Angeles Police Department tells us they are aware of the situation and they are cooperating fully. But of course, little of this is giving any relief to the Kachua family, who is now mourning the loss of this 38-year-old.
All right, more from Joy coming up here at 4. Meantime, the co-worker of actor Johnny Wacker is speaking out about his brave and final moments before he was shot and killed after he left his bartending job in downtown LA. Jasmine Veals spoke to her.
A very sad story today. We just wrapped up an interview with the co-worker and friend of Johnny Wacker. He was the man, the 37-year-old, who was shot and killed nearly a week ago as he was walking to his car after ending their bartending shifts at Level 8 in downtown LA, right at 12th and Hope. We spoke to Anita Joy. She had Johnny with her as they were walking to their car about 2 blocks away, where these employees have to park. On a nearly deserted street that's very dark, but they were ending their shift. It was just after 3 in the morning. This was last Saturday. And as they walked up to her car and Johnny was parked 2 cars ahead of her, they noticed 3 men underneath his car, and they turned out to be thieves trying to steal the catalytic converter. As Johnny walked up, she says, hands open, and just asked them what's going on. And they had a getaway driver as well. And in that moment, she said, it just within seconds, as Johnny asked very calmly and put his hand back to kind of shield her as she was standing behind him, that he was shot. One of them pulled out a gun and shot him, and he fell back into her arms, and she held him as he died, as he bled out, even with a security guard who ran up and called 911. She is asking for justice. She is angry. As you can imagine, she, for the last few days, have been dealing with that image and the grief. But she wants these suspects, these 3 men wearing ski masks, found and brought to justice and convicted. She's also calling for better security measures for employees ending their shift so late at Level 8. Level 8 did release a statement on Instagram saying that they are saddened by the tragic death of Johnny Wacker, and that they do provide security for employees to a nearby parking lot, but that they are looking into additional safety measures. So we're looking into that as well. But again, hearing from Anita Joy today, the very brave woman who is speaking out about the final moments of Johnny Wacker's life. She's been in communication with his family and just sharing what she saw and what she has gone through. That's all coming up on KCAL News at 4 and 5.
A hacking group claims it breached Ticketmaster and stole the details of 500 million customers. Shiny Hunters says the data included names, phone numbers, and partial credit card information. The group says the data is available for the price of $500,000 on the dark web. Here now with more insight is Pete Nicoletti with Checkpoint Software Technologies. Thanks for joining us today, Pete.
Thank you, Juan.
Pete, first off here,
this is a big one. This is a big one. This one is one of the top 5 breaches of all time. And, you know, there's new information coming out minute by minute. I just was on one of the hacker forums And it looks like this is what's called a supply chain breach, where it's not a direct breach of Ticketmaster, but it's one of their partners looks like to be breached, where they had their database of all their names and credit card information and addresses and email. So it's a supply chain attack, apparently, and there's some other customers in there. Santander Bank is coming up with their records being stolen. So this is a this is a big issue when you outsource your data storage to a partner.
And let me ask you a question here. It's name, address, partial credit card. What kind of risk could this have for customers, for anyone who might have been involved in this breach?
Well, the first thing that's going to happen is there's going to be the hackers offering up Taylor Swift tickets for $50. And they're going to trick you and a lot of other people into clicking on malicious links that are going to lead to additional breaches, whether it's taking over your computer or identity theft or making you, have a fake website that looks like you're putting in your credit card information for the $50 Taylor Swift tickets, and it really isn't. So that's a key thing, Juan. Do not click on anything coming from even what looks like Ticketmaster. The top tip we can give your viewers is go directly to Ticketmaster, sign into your account, and see what's going on there. Do not click on links that say it's from Ticketmaster right now.
Yeah, it makes sense. If it would be a phone call, right, and you were being scammed, you would hang up and then call back the bank and make sure that they were the ones calling you. It's a similar tip, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and it goes the same with everything, with Amazon packages and bank. We owe you a credit. Those are all nonsense. It's just a sense of urgency and a slight amount of familiarity that they're preying upon. So we need to help our seniors, our veterans, and people who aren't as savvy to make sure that they don't click on those links.
I'm constantly telling my mom, don't answer the phone. If you don't recognize the number, don't click on anything. Let me ask you, why are large companies like this so vulnerable to hacking? Is it because of that they're outsourcing storage space or just allowing other companies access to their info, as you were saying?
Their profile is so wide, with using cloud services, with using partners. We wouldn't be having this conversation if they encrypted that data and for my hacker buddies out there, used a little hash and salt. So people will know what that means. But looking at the security of your partners, there's a lot of tools out there that scan your environment, scan your partner's environment, look for vulnerabilities, because all of these tools have vulnerabilities. Microsoft has been breached twice in the last, so far this year. We're seeing 5,000 successful ransomware breaches where people are actually paying. So it's the third largest economy in the world, Juan. Cyber criminals, right after United States and China. So, and it's growing. So we really need to step it up with, you're right, Juan, investment.
I recently had a letter come to me that AT&T was involved in a data breach, and they were offering me free credit monitoring services for a year. Is that something wise to do in a case like this?
Absolutely. The funny thing for me is I have about 6 of those, right? And I've signed up for all of them because they look at, sometimes they look at dark web, sometimes they look at, things that have been posted. So absolutely sign up for those. If they're free, they're great. Here's the other thing. Make sure you're setting up a different password for every website, and make sure you set up an email address that if your profile changes, it hits that email address, and immediately check it, because that profile change means that they're taking over your profile. So with all the breaches that have been out there, if you go to Have I Been Pwned, you'll see over 1 billion records of consumers that have had their data stolen at various websites. So Have I Been Pwned, check it, have a unique password, set up 2-factor authentication.
Yep.
Pardon me, Juan, on all the websites that you're using.
What was that? What was that website you said? Have I been?
Have I Been Pwned? P-W-N-E-D. It's a security researcher. He's legit. HaveIBeenPwned.com. Just put your email address in there, and you'll see which websites your email has been compromised on. And you can also put your cell phone in now. So that's a unique passwords, multi-factor authentication. look at the privacy profiles and how you're sharing your data, and don't overshare. We see the kids these days over posting. They're going on vacation. They know the dog's name's Fifi. They know your grandmother's name. Hackers aggregate that information and use that to create highly crafted phishing emails. So really, share less. How about that?
This is such great information, Pete, that we need to give our viewers time and time again, because those hackers are going to find those weak points and eventually they're going to get us.
Yeah, one last thing. We've got a free tool. Hit zonealarm.com. If you don't have an antivirus, anti-malware, the first thing that happens after you click on that malicious link is it's going to take you to a nefarious website. And that free tool can prevent you from doing that, or prevent, viruses from running on your PC. And of course, your corporation should have a much stronger protection. So reach out to your partners and perhaps Checkpoint to investigate that. But the free tool for your cell phones and your kids and your mom and your dad, zonealarm.com.
Say it one more time.
Zone Alarm.
Zonealarm.com.
Yep, with a Z.
All right. Pete Nicoletti with Checkpoint Software Technologies. Thanks for your time. I'm sure we're going to be talking to you again. Thanks so much. All right, turning now to your weather and a live look outside. Let's take a look at Long Beach right there. A little cloudy along the coast, but not too bad. Lots of sunshine out there as well for most of us, and warmer temperatures. Meteorologist Paul Diano has a look now at our weekend forecast.
We are going to have the hot and the not in this pattern. The hot, Palm Springs, Coachella, 104 this afternoon. The not, kind of anywhere along the beach. Malibu 64, Hermosa Beach 67. Even with sunshine, the air conditioner is on, and we will be 39 degrees cooler today at the beach compared to our inland deserts. This is the view from the mountains looking down on the San Gabriel Valley, looking great. This is the view in Malibu where the clouds are finally beginning to burn off. You will be one of the final spots to see sunshine today, but the sunshine is coming out, clearing the beaches in Orange County, clearing our west-facing beaches in Los Angeles County. Still the Malibu coastline, Ventura coastline, clouds for at least another hour or so. How high do we get this weekend? Well, temperatures not that high in the metro area because of the ocean breeze. It's not changing. It's not going anywhere. 70 today, 71 tomorrow, 74 on Sunday. It will be a bit warmer next week. When we hit 77, that'll be the warmest we've been in more than a month. That's next Wednesday. For our valleys by next Wednesday, you're up to 88. You're going to be a little cooler this weekend with morning clouds and afternoon sunshine. How many times have we said that? We will be in the upper 70s this weekend. Inland Empire, sunnier, low 80s this weekend, low 90s by next week. And the Antelope Valley, you're looking at 102 by next Wednesday, 80s and 90s this weekend. The mountains may hit the 80s, but our beaches, you're not warming up. The warmest you get is 71. Back to you.
All right, Paul, thank you. Now to this, coming into our newsroom, Jennifer Lopez has scrubbed her summer tour dates. The singer didn't give a specific reason, but Live Nation officials say Lopez is taking off time to be with her children, her family, and close friends. Her tour was set to have stops at the Kia Forum and at the Honda Center in July. Lopez vowed to make it up to her fans whenever possible. This has been CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown. Thanks for joining us. I'm Juan Fernandez, and we'll be back live at 4 right here on CBS News Los Angeles.